Welcome to the Neil Haley Show. My guest today is author Grace Lynx Jenkins, and she has an announcement to make. The book's coming out. What date?
May the 26th. I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you as well. It's coming out May 26th. And let's talk about that, Grace, a little bit further into the process. You finally got your book cover, so it's really real now, right?
Yes, I saw it and I immediately fell in love with it. I was floored just seeing it with the characters. It's amazing.
No, I think it looks awesome, to say the least. And it's just something would say, okay, I have the book cover, so let's talk about the book now. We kind of kept it kind of hidden as we've been talking about. Your short stories are going to be coming out next week and everything. But let's talk about the book because it's 1 month away. So talk about it.
Yeah, so it's kind of a mix between a murder mystery, a psychological thriller, and fantasy. You have your main character, Noah, he basically tracks down serial killers by literally looking through their eyes. He's what you would call a censor, with the trade off being that he absorbs their emotions. And it follows his journey as they're trying to solve a series of murders happening in Perryville, the small town that he lives in.
Wow, I think that's awesome. The whole thing. So, how did you come up with this fantasy? What Noah's able to do?
So originally, it started as just like an idea. I had the scene with the other self, which is something that's in Noah's nightmares. And then I had Noah and I started thinking about it. I was into psychology a lot at the time. This was back when I was getting my bachelor's in English and psychology. And originally, it was actually supposed to be a webtoon. And when I started thinking about this character, it just kind of intrinsically came to me, oh, he sees other people. Because I was thinking in terms of, well, what if you had a character that shared empathy, but not only had this shared empathy with other people? What if this person was literally seeing through the eyes of other people? How would that affect them? And how would that affect a society to have these types of people in the world?
Right. I don't know. And that superpower you created for him, it's a good superpower to try to hunt I'm killers, right?
Yeah, it is. It really comes in handy. It changes the whole way that crime is solved in the world. It changes a few things regarding history. Of course, you have to put limitations on the power, like they can't perform their sight. That's what they call it, a sight. They can't perform their sights unless it's within like a 5 to 10 mile radius, depending on the sensor. There are things that certain people, like people in governments or in very sensitive areas, of course, have the ability to block out these sensors. So it was an ongoing, complex issue in the beginning when I was creating it. And then as I went on, I developed these limitations for the characters so that they would fall naturally in the world without having to change world history too much.
See, this is where you come into thinking about Stranger Things with the story now. Seeing the cover, I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, it really reminds me of this that could be a movie. The way this character does this it just seems so intriguing. Have you ever thought of making this a movie at one point in time?
Thank you. Yes, I actually have. I've thought about it being a movie or a TV show at a certain point. Of course, um,
But this is only going to be one book. You're not going to have a second.
yeah, no, this will be just a standalone novel. It would really depend on how a producer would want to split events within the book because I could see it as both in a sense because of the amount of time that takes place from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. It's a longer time period.
And the way your cover was created is you started by drawing it, right?
Yes, I did. I actually started out by drawing the main character Noah and the monster that he sees in his dreams, the other self. And I sent that over to my cover artist, and she did amazing work with it. She looked at it, she was able to formulate an idea from there to send back a cover that nails all of those key themes.
And it definitely nails all those key things.
Oh, yeah.
It definitely looks like one that you say this could be a series, this could be specifically something, and how you created Noah to do those superpowers. And we're not going to give things away, that's for sure in the book. But ultimately, at the end of the day, he's battling his struggles to try to solve a mystery. So he has his own problems too. It sounds like.
Oh, yeah, he does. It's very much more so focused on his internal struggles and what he goes through. That's more of the main thing. And then you have this overarching mystery in the background he's trying to work to solve at the same time. And both put pressure on each other throughout the book.
See, that's awesome. And we have to find out what happens. Other characters in the book, the how many main characters do you have?
Technically, I believe I have about three, four, maybe five. So Noah, of course, is obviously the main character, and then you have a few secondary characters. I think the only other two or three main-ish characters that I would classify would probably be Craig, Noah's boss, Emily, another censor that Noah works with, and Augustine, Noah's high school best friend.
Okay. All right. Best place to go is gracelynxjenkins.com. Pick up the book. Soon will be available as pre-order. Cite a novel. And also you're going to have to go ahead and get ready for the big release on May 26th. Thank you again, Grace.
Thank you.
You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.